Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys on how I usually edit my photos and what adjustments I choose to make the photo my style and my aesthetic. So the first thing I usually do is adjust the contrast before the exposure. So I'm going to just up the contrast a little bit and then I'll brighten the image just like that. And I usually have, I usually click on the highlight clipping just to make sure that I don't have any clipping. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back the exposure just a little bit, but I'm going to tone down the highlights. So this will add more highlights to her dress, or like more detail, and then it will not have the clipping anymore. So then I usually go to my shadows and I up my shadows just like that, and then my whites, I don't really need to up my whites that much, and then the blacks, I usually up my blacks just like that. And then I usually sometimes go to the white balance and just see what auto looks like. Okay, this one's pretty balanced, so that's good. And then I am gonna tone up the clarity, raise up the clarity just a little bit, not too much. And then I always check these two boxes. These are important. It's for, it fixes your lens on how it should look, and then this is so it prints better. And then what I'm going to do is usually I go to my greens, and this is the color palette, so you can change the hue, the saturation, and luminance of the green. So I usually pull it up just a little bit and then lighten it up. Perfect. And then for this picture, it's very vibrant, so I'm just gonna see if I just pull down the vibrance a little bit, just like that. There's a little clipping right here. That's not too big of a deal as long as it's not a huge clipping. And then what I do is I go in and crop it how I want. So this one I kind of want to pull more towards the couple, just like that. And then I want to make sure it's a little more centered. Perfect. And then usually what I do is I come in and do my local adjustments. So I'm going to soften the skin just a little bit, but I don't want to do it too much where it kind of looks fake. So like, see, that's a lot. So I'm gonna undo that, and then I'm gonna go in and just soften the skin just like that. And then her skin doesn't really need to be softened. It looks pretty good. And then what else do I usually do? I usually do iris enhance, so it just brightens up the eyes, but in this case that doesn't need to be I don't need to do that, obviously, because their eyes aren't really showing. And then I'm gonna lower, actually, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like that. And then I always pull this guy up, and so that just smooths out the picture a little bit till down. And then I'm gonna raise my sharpening just a little bit more. And then usually what I do too is I auto straighten it. And so sometimes it really helps, but in this case it doesn't do too much because it's already pretty straight. And then I'm actually going to go in here, and this is the clone heel local adjustment. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to zoom in. She has some clipping on her dress, and I'm going to just zoom in here. And then I'm going to, sometimes this is a great tool and sometimes it isn't. It just depends. But usually if Lightroom doesn't really do it too well, then I go into Photoshop. Right there. Sometimes it doesn't. So I would just go and take all these little purple dots out. So if you click it once, that clones it, and so that it's cloning is literally like the exact thing on the cursor, but for heel it kind of goes to around it, so it doesn't just select one area. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to keep cloning it. Sometimes it's tricky, you have to keep doing it over and over again. And then you can like move it if it doesn't pick up the right part. So I would just keep doing that, but as you can see, this is the before and the after. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps.